A good idea that I had taken a break and was dreading and procrastinating taking down the tent because that gave me enough time to see your new videos, which I found out as I kind of had a feeling that no water zone was going to be an issue, that you guys love setting up the kiddie pools, even though they're not gigantic pools like other people might have. You guys still do love playing in the kiddie pools. You love playing with your little squirt guns and everything else. And I kind of had a feeling an entire 24 hours with no pool was not going to be something you liked. So, as you can see by the lower deck, there is no tent. Where did the tent go? So, Addie Debbie, being creative like she is, was able to toss the tent over the railing into the yard so that we could see what would happen and how it would be set up. So here is our tent in the yard. I'm going to go down in the yard in a little bit to kind of give you guys a scenic view of it, but you can kind of see how it is over here. It's a little bit lopsided. We'll have to do some fixing of it when we set up for real. Right now this was literally thrown over the edge of the deck, so everything is a little bit lopsided. Probably not pulled the way it needs to be, but this gives you an idea. I'm going to pause it. So now I'm on the lower deck, and I'm going to take you over so you can kind of have a scene of how it looks from the lower deck. So again, here is our little home away from home in the yard instead of on the deck. So that's kind of cool. Now, Nana did bring up a good point. We're still going to have to be careful about our water zone here on the deck because the tent is a little bit, it's off to the side a little bit. I can see about moving it a little bit more so that we're a little bit more out of the water zone, but we're still going to have to be a little bit more careful when we have the water this time because we want to make sure that we don't end up getting it into the tent as things will be down there. Amber, you did mention about extension cords, so we will make sure we run power. Again, now that we're having it in the yard, it's a little bit more tricky because we don't really have, up here we had all the power right here by the table, so we could easily plug our stuff in, but we'll find a way to get power into the yard. So I'm going to go down there now and show you the inside of the tent. Now, fair warning. You guys all know our yard does have somewhat of a hill. So I did try to pick the levelest area, but obviously because of the tree and some of our hanging plants, we're still on a bit of a hill. I might try to move one more shepherd's hook, although it kills me to move all of it. I might still move it because then we might be able to pull this back a couple more inches. But let's go inside so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So obviously it's a little bit more squishier and softer because we're on the ground. We still have our lookout window there, but that only kind of looks out under the deck, so not really super exciting, but that's what that one does. We have our little lookout window. That'll be the lookout window that kind of helps us see if there's critters along the living fence, because if there are critters along the living fence, they usually come from that corner. We have this back door, which we can leave open until nighttime. Once it gets nighttime, we're going to want to close that door. Again, that living fence area is where the critters will be if we have any. We still have our scenic view of the sky and the nightly stars, so that'll work out okay. Everybody from the deck could look down at us and check on us, although I think Brent was talking about that we will put the storm cover on at some point, so we'll have to think about that. It's nice because it gives us more privacy. It'll be nice during the summertime because it'll give us some shade in the tent if we're in the tent, but the bad thing about that then is during the nighttime you don't get to see the stars, so we'll have to think about that. But this is what I wanted to point out to you. You can see that the back room of the tent is kind of on a slope now, so whoever's back here will feel as if they are going downhill a bit, but I don't think that's a problem because like you guys said that we're going to just sleep on the ground. We're not going to worry about mats or anything, so it's not going to be that big of an issue, I think. The nice part about having it on the grass is we were able to extend out all three wings. So you've got this big wing, that little wing, and that little wing if we need to separate and have some area of privacy, and then we've got the big middle area. And like I said, we've got tons of extension cords and electricity back here. We run all those lights. So I don't think it'll be that big of an issue to make sure we have power in the tent. So that should be totally doable. I don't see that being a problem. So yeah, I think that's it. As long as you guys are cool with this and your parents agree to this weekend, it looks like we are tenting out in the yard. We will set up a couple of the kiddie pools on the deck so you have water. I'll see if I can move the tent a little bit more to the right to make sure we're literally water clear of anybody playing on the deck, but we just got to remember to be a little bit more careful when playing in the water this time because we don't want the tent to get soaking wet. That might be a little bit problematic for whatever we put in the tent in terms of electronics or blankets and everything. We obviously don't want stuff to get soaked. So that's it. There you go. You guys got your tent in the grass. You've got your water zone on the deck. As long as it's not super windy on Saturday, we'll have the umbrella up for coolness on the deck. I'm not sure about time. Again, like you said, you guys gotta want to talk to your mom and dad. I'm not sure if it's going to be an effort of dropping off Friday night and starting right away, or if it's start Friday night, everybody sleeps indoor, and then Saturday we move outside for a full day outside and slumber party in the tent, and then sometime on Sunday your folks come get you. We can have a cookout on Sunday, or if they just kind of want to come get you and go home. Or like you said, if you guys just want to, if your parents are going to bring you Saturday morning, drop you off, and the 24-hour challenge then starts Saturday, and we spend all day Saturday outside into the evening, and then Sunday around the same time you showed up is when the 24-hour lift will be lifted, and you can hang in the house until your parents come. So we can discuss all that. We're going to have to start texting your parents and no more of our little secret videos. We're going to need to start including mom and dad. So I hate texting your dad while he's at work. So I'm going to hold off and send a text out to mom and dad later tonight to kind of say, hey, what do you guys think about this weekend? Bringing the kids over, and then we'll kind of fine tune if you're getting dropped off Friday night, if you're getting dropped off Saturday morning, and how we're doing all that. Food wise, we pretty much covered it. Like we said, we'll have Hostess and donuts and stuff like that in the morning. Lunch wise, we can do sandwiches, hot dogs, hamburgers. Dinner wise, again, sandwiches, hot dogs, hamburgers. We could order a pizza depending on what day your dad is dropping, your mom dropping you off. I mean, I don't know if they want to have pizza on Friday, or if they're not coming, if they're just kind of basically dropping you off on Saturday, then maybe they want to hold off because they want to order pizzas when they pick you up. I don't know. We'll discuss all that once we have it fine-tuned that mom and dad are okay with this. Make sure that they know that the tent is now in the yard and that they're okay with that you guys will be sleeping down in the yard. So that's about it. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys liked the new location. I still need to take it down because even in the grass, I'm still a little bit nervous of high winds wrecking it. So I'm still going to take it down and have to put it back up on Wednesday or Thursday, but at least we've got another location. So talk to you guys later.